This is a production of KMmedia.pro. Welcome back to Positive Talk Radio. Our goal is simple: to explore evolving ideas one conversation at a time. So come on over into our world. I know you'll like it, because on today's show... For you today, the house is full of people, and they're all really smart people who are sadly smarter than me. I've got one person over here that's updating my phone because it hasn't been updated since 1984. And the rest of them are having a good time. We're going to talk about a brand new venture that we are part of that I know virtually nothing about because I have given that to Holly Berry, who works with me. She's also the owner of a natural design. But first, Eric, how are you?
Hey, Kevin, I'm doing well. Happy Wednesday.
It's so nice to be in the studio. We hardly ever get to come and play.
I know, yeah. It's nice to see you in person once again.
Yes, and
Holly once again too.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's great to see you again. And I keep telling that you haven't aged a day, and he has not aged a day in 20 years. I'm telling you, that's so true. And but it's great to be here. There's a couple things I want to run over on behalf of the show before we get too far into it, because you are the program director here at KKNW, but you're also the programmer at person. What do you call yourself over at Kixie?
I'm the operations manager for both KKNW and KIXI. Yes.
Yes, and so something new is happening on the 14th.
Well, you're going to be joining the lineup on KIXI, so that's an awesome thing. Fridays at 3.
Yeah, so now you can listen to Positive Talk Radio on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yes.
So Friday at noon, and then Friday at 3 o'clock.
Double Friday fun.
Double Friday fun. It will be great, and so we're going to have all kinds of wonderful guests, and we're going to do you proud. I know we're going to do you proud.
Very cool.
So it's great, and also because we are on KKNW, we've got cameras all over the place. And because of the program that we have running with you, which means that we're doing video and audio.
That's true. Yes.
We've been talking about this for 6 months. About what
yes. Yeah, absolutely. We started in January, and here it is April. So hopefully folks know by now. But just in case anybody out there's any stragglers that don't know that we're streaming the show live on audio and video at 1150kknw.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. So either look for the KKNW accounts for those or look for the Positive Talk Radio accounts for those, and you'll see the show stream live. And you can go back and catch the videos in case you don't catch it live. So there's really many, many opportunities to listen to Positive Talk Radio. That's right. And if you're sitting on 405 right now and you're not going anywhere, you can look over at the gold building and wave, and we'll wave back. You won't be able to see us, but that would be fun. So, in any event, I'm sorry traffic is heavy today, but I'm really not, because that means you're in your car longer, which is my own selfish best interest, if you know what I mean. So, in any event, thank you, Eric, for being here, and thank you for letting us in the studio and stuff. This is a lot of fun. You know, it's been 20 years, and I love coming here. Absolutely, and you got some great guests today.
I'm
looking forward to listening again.
Exactly, and thank you so much. Now, Holly Berry is here, and she's executive producer of, or consultant, master consultant. She gets to pick whatever her title is.
It just depends on if you're listening to me that day or not.
That's true. But Holly has been with me we were talking about this earlier. Holly has been with me for almost a year and a half now.
2021, yeah, I think it was winter of 21.
I don't know how you put up with me that long. My wife
you put up with me either.
So, but you met somebody fairly recently.
I did.
Actually, you met a couple of people fairly recently.
I have, yeah.
And they're both here today. And one I'm excited about. Well, no, both of them I'm excited about for different reasons, though.
Okay.
You were going to yell at me. And so,
No.
Okay. So I'm going to spend most of my time just shutting up and allowing you to kind of run the program, because we're going to talk about the Pacific Northwest Collaborative Magazine, and we'll show you a picture of it right there. And this is the brainchild of Amber Smith, and you know Holly, and you guys have worked together. And also Mitch Parfit is here, and you have worked with Holly in some network marketing stuff, and you're here as my invited guest because Holly is fairly convinced that one of these days I'm not going to be able to do the show anymore, and I'm looking for somebody to help me do the show. So welcome, Mitch.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Holy crap, he's got a voice.
I know, right? Both of them do.
I know. So, Holly, explain how you and Amber met and what we're doing.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Before we jump into that, I want to say hello to all the Instagram Live people. This is the first time we've ever tried Instagram Live. So I'm so excited. We got our virtual assistant, Demi, watching the comments in the chat. So feel free to say hi there. Amber and I met to do photo shoot collabs together. So A Natural Design, my company, is one of the sponsors of Positive Talk Radio. And for all the listeners, we're going to be giving away some prizes as well. So if you have a pen and paper or anything like that, listen for the phone number, because every caller that calls in that wants one of the prizes gets one today, which I think is really, really cool. So,
I'm sorry, say that again?
Yeah, every caller that calls in today and wants one of the prizes we're giving away is eligible. They all win.
Oh, very nice.
I know, right? I'm so excited.
Who the hell's paying for that?
So this
Apparently I
really,
am.
really cool guy. Yeah, so we originally met a couple years ago now, like on Facebook, because there's collaborative groups that people can get together and plan and do creative things together. And so A Natural Design will do photo shoots to incorporate the flower fusion in photography.
By the way, she's phenomenal at doing that.
Oh, thanks. And so Amber approached me and said, I would love to model for you. And I'm like, I would love you to model for me. Let's make it happen. And I think it took almost like a year of planning, but we were able to create an amazing photo shoot. The theme of it was Mrs. West Wind, the wind maker. So it's all blue and really wispy and makes you feel like you're looking at something reminiscent of the wind. And it's the cover and back cover and front cover of the very first issue of Pacific Northwest Collaborative Magazine, which people can find the free digital version of it on your parent company's website, kmmedia.pro. You can download it and read it there. Lots of really cool articles and creators in there. And Amber edited it, and we got it up, and it's out there now for the world.
What does Amber? By the way, Amber, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. It's awfully nice to have three beautiful people here. And then there's me. But that's the story for. But it's great to have you here. And what was the morphosis? Where did this magazine begin? Where did the idea for it came from?
I had met and worked with some pretty amazing people over the past few years. And at first we were kind of submitting to magazines that weren't exactly local. So it wasn't really helping us to make those local connections when we were getting published. So I decided to establish a magazine that was geared towards the Pacific Northwest so that we can find each other and we can grow and work together. And it includes not only visual artists, which would be photographers and models and makeup artists, but it includes performing arts and even people who are like the do-gooders, the people who are producing art to do good in the community. Example, Pause with Cause. So it kind of encompasses many different art forms.
I think that's really cool. How you mentioned that to Holly, and then you guys collaborated on this, or was it all her brainchild, and then she came to you because why? It was stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to publish her photos, but I wanted it to stay local because she's working locally with people. So I just thought it would be a good chance to get her out there. And
she's also extremely photogenic.
yes.
I want to do a big shout out to the photographer of this photo shoot too, Stephen Smith. Just took amazing photos.
Well, you collaborate with a lot of folks, Holly, don't you?
I try.
You really do, and you've gained a whole bunch, and this is really cool. So, how often are you going to be publishing this particular magazine?
Well, it is free, so I'm not. It's not a monthly publication. We're doing it about every season. So middle of the month, June is our next release, and then again middle of the month September, and then middle of the month December.
Cool. And you introduced me to a fellow who I interviewed on the podcast, and his name again was
Yelmer Anderson.
and he is a director producer. I didn't even know that there was a theater company in Woodinville, let alone two.
This is why I really wanted to focus on like the local aspects, and just because we're meeting people that are neighbors literally, and so I think that's great.
I think that's really cool. And then Holly, there's another fellow that's in the room. How did we come across this fella?
I was just waiting to be let up the elevator here. No, Mitch
I was
is
just standing out front.
Yeah, I was just loitering. No, Mitch is pretty darn cool. So I met him in my BNI Business Networking International group, and he let me know that he is interested in creating his own podcast at one point, and he was willing to kind of help co-host on some of our shows. And so after this show is saved and up on our website where people can find all the shows, which is positivetalkradio.net, we'll be able to tag him on this, and people can see him and about him. And when his podcast is up and going as well, they'll find the links to that.
He may not have the ability to get his own podcast going.
You might keep him forever.
Well, that voice.
It's a good voice. It's a really good voice.
So Mitch, what's your background? What you been doing all your life?
Oh man, a lot of
Even though you look
things.
10 with a beard.
I did just get back from Florida, so I guess that helped a little bit.
Yeah.
No, lots of things. I've always been involved in just anything having to do with music, movies, acting. I did little bits, pursued acting for a while. I also worked in a movie theater for a minute, and part of that was just my kind of love being raised around movies and music with my parents. And yeah, so it's always kind of excited me. I love being and doing things like this, just getting involved in a number of different things, anything that has to do with, getting out there and sharing my voice and just kind of being a little fun and just having fun with it.
Well, good. Well, I hope you're going to have fun with this because
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
we invited you here for a reason, and we want to get to know you, and the audience wants to get to know you. And so we thought that we would put together, well, Holly's idea came about, and she's a sweet looking girl, but she is far more devious than she appears to be.
This is my fault. You can blame me on this, Mitch.
Great. I'm ready.
So Holly thought that because, if you go on the internet, you can type in first date questions, and the pop up, there'll be hundreds of questions that'll pop up that you can then go and ask somebody on their first date. And I thought that since this was kind of our first date together, that we would just kind of throw a few questions at you to see what you thought. Holly, what do you think?
Oh, perfect.
I think all of those sound. I can't wait to hear the answers.
I can see the list from over here. And
Yeah, I had one more that I didn't put on there, but I'm dying to ask that one too.
Uh-oh.
But it has to do with the first question, which is, should toilet paper hang over or under?
oh, definitely over.
Why?
I mean, I really don't know. I mean, if you look at like the hotels, you go to the hotel. Have you ever seen it under? It's all prepped and ready. It's even a little cute little triangle for you. It's always over. And I mean, they have to kind of know what they're doing, right? It's pretty standard across the board.
I want to know who thought of that and then put it into their protocol of what they do for everybody. It's got to go over like this, and it's got to be like this. Yeah, it's amazing that people would do.
I'm
that.
sure there's some history behind it.
Exactly. And the next question that's not on the list that I've been wanted to ask is,
Okay.
in one of the things that we all do, we worry about being kind and consistent to other people. And we want to make sure that we do that to the best of our ability. So do you leave the seat up or does it come down every time?
Oh man, I guess it just depends on where you're at. I mean, if there's other people around, or you're living with people, or you're staying with people, it's always going to go down. Yeah.
There you go. So, Holly?
Oh, let's see. All right. So, number 2. What's the weirdest thing you did as a child that you're embarrassed about now?
Oh man, just first thing that came to my mind, there is a video somewhere, hopefully not easily accessible, of me in my Lion King pajamas on top of our coffee table, dancing and singing to I Want to Be a Mighty King from The Lion King.
Awesome.
And, you know, it seemed really cool, or at least it looked like it seemed really cool from watching the video. That, you know, I don't know how much I felt about it later when I got older and watched that video going back. But yeah, that was the first thing that come to mind. I mean, there's many stories. But.
Would you like to ask the next hot seat question of Mitch?
Sure.
Miss Amber?
Could someone determine who you are based on only your Spotify or Netflix accounts?
Oh man, so I don't have Spotify. I've played around with it a little bit, but I'm not sure. I have a pretty wide range on Netflix of things that I watch. I don't have a lot of things that I won't watch, so I don't know that they would be able to determine what kind of person I am just based on what I watch on Netflix. If I had to, if I had to say so.
You know, you expect me to stay on script. I never stay on
You
script.
don't have to. I'm just excited about these.
Okay. Well, and Mitch, the one question I want to ask you is, have you ever listened to Positive Talk Radio? Do you have any idea what we do here?
Absolutely not.
That's
Perfect.
a great question. like, Kevin, have you read the Pacific Northwest Collaborative Magazine? Do you have any idea what your company's?
Absolutely not. But you have to understand that, well, no, now that I understand what it's more about, see, I was kind of told that it was just a fashion thing. And of course, I have got enough fashion to fill a thimble and stuff. But now that I know that it's about the arts and about music and about entertainment, I think that would, and local stuff.
It's about the local community, really. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't understand that. Maybe I should have asked a question. That would have been pretty handy.
It's kind of fun learning live with you, though. On air for the world.
To just show how ignorant I can be at times, it works for me. So Mitch, what do you think of your first experience so far?
It's great. I love it. I love everybody here. I really love the magazine going through it. I like the whole local support and the local vibe to it going through it. But everybody here is super, super great. I'm happy to be here.
I think Mitch even came up with some questions for Amber for the magazine.
Oh, cool. Mitch?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, my big thing going through it, it seems like there's a lot involved in I'm assuming a lot of moving parts. I was just curious, from kind of start to finish, how long does it take to put something like this together?
I'm a pretty busy bee, so I can probably about 2 to 3 weeks have something together, but that's if all of the content is in front of me, because I get slowed down if someone hasn't submitted their part.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, for the next time that you put a magazine together, do you have a deadline for when somebody needs to submit things, and where do they go to submit things?
Sure. So I am still kind of trying to figure out that deadline. So either May 1st or May 15th, because the magazine will need to be ready to go June 15th. So maybe 30 days before we release. And then if they want to submit something, right now we're just using Instagram as a form of contact. And then if they are accepted and seem like they fit the magazine, then we continue through email and maybe a Zoom call.
Oh, so Instagram actually has got a way to communicate back and forth?
Yeah, messages.
Really?
Comments.
Once we get your phone updated,
I know.
we can show you a couple things.
It was kind of like she couldn't keep her hands off the phone because it's like, oh, this needs to be updated. And I've never updated anything. I thought it did it automatically. No?
I mean, like, I think you can set it to do that sometimes. It is, yeah, it is.
But I want to, Holly, I want to congratulate you because I think that putting the magazine together and helping and having us sponsor it was a brilliant move on your part.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Amber approached me and said, "Hey, I'd like to collaborate," and I'm like, "I would love to collaborate with you." And we had already done the first photo shoot. We're gonna have another one this weekend too. And your audio, video, media company and show, and a magazine that also, has the print. I thought they would be a good symbiotic relationship with each other. So
It really is, because I want to interview most of the people or all the people that are in the magazine, because he, and the reason I can't pronounce his name is because I just get a J in front and then I lose the rest of it. What's his name again?
Yelmer.
Yelmer. He was really cool, and he has spent his whole life working in the arts. He was at the University of Washington. He was at I think it was Inglemoor, and Inglemoor for a long time, and he was their art.
Repertory.
Before that, he was he was a high school teacher.
Okay, yes.
A drama teacher for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and his drama class won awards, and so he is a very talented guy, and it's in his blood to do what he's doing. And they don't have a show, I don't think, until the fall. I think it's the Glass Menagerie in the fall.
Yeah, he just established his theater, and he is really needing some sponsorship before.
camera check. Talk to the amazing audience that can see you, Kevin. Hello, amazing audience.
Is that what did Demi bring that up?
No, your executive producer told me that I needed to tell you to talk to the camera.
Oh, that one over there. He's smarter than I am. So but it's great to have you guys here, and now I've lost my train of thought. So you're gonna have to pick it up.
That's okay. Here.
Oh.
Question number 4.
Question number 4 is.
This is going to
Oh, wait a
Mitch.
minute. I know what I wanted to do now.
What do you want to do?
You said you were going to give away stuff.
I'm so excited about giving away stuff. So
I know, because I'm paying for it. But I want to be able to give away stuff, and we're going to take a break in 5 minutes. So why don't you give it away now?
Okay, yeah. Anyone that calls in for this entire show, and we'll give out the phone numbers here in a minute, if you would like a floral design delivered anywhere from Everett, Washington, on the 405 corridor down to Issaquah, I can follow up with you after the show, find out where you want it sent, and it'll be a designer choice floral arrangement of fresh cut flowers.
She does amazing work. It's just beautiful. So if you have done something to get into trouble at home and you're sitting in your car, I recommend that you give us a call at 425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569 and give us your address, and if it's within that area, we will send you what we are calling
Designer choice.
Designer choice, which means she gets to choose.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because she would choose something. I guarantee you, she'll choose something better for you than you would choose for yourself. I'm pretty sure that's true.
It'll be fun.
Just tell how bad you messed up, and then she'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
That would be really good. we might even put you on the air if you want to fess up to the fact that you screwed up. It happens.
That'll make things interesting.
Yeah. Yes, it would. So, go ahead and do that if you have a mind to. And no, we're deadly serious. And we're talking. These are, we're talking about a $40-50 thing for you. Would that be appropriate?
Definitely. Yep.
I got to figure out how this works. I got to talk to over there, and then I got to look at you over here.
It's hard. It's like what newscasters have to do. It takes practice.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, but they've got multiple cameras too.
Mm-hmm. Well, you do. We got people on Instagram. Hi, Instagram. And then we got people on Facebook and on Twitter.
We have people on Instagram?
Uh-huh.
Really?
We do.
That's pretty cool. Hi, Instagramites. Eric has been around me way too long. He knows my shtick, and that's about it. So, but it's great fun to have you guys here, and you're going to do the next one and then one in December. Is that how it's going to work? Or?
Yeah, so our next issue is going to be released June 15th, and because you guys are the sponsor, KM Media is the sponsor, so you guys will be getting the cover. I know people have been asking about that, so I thought I should make that clear that you guys are sponsoring my cover.
We are.
Yes.
And by the way, kmmedia.pro, is a company that represents Positive Talk Radio. That's how the connection works. And what we do is we do multimedia and audio and that kind of stuff. And we've actually got, you'll hear it in a couple of moments, we've got a commercial that talks about all the things that we're going to do for you if you want to become a sponsor of this here fine radio show. So you can do that, and it would be our pleasure to work with you to develop, and it's very inexpensive. It's a crime. It's so inexpensive. So, in any event, so we're going to give away the flowers. Weren't we going to give away if you also call in? If you also call in and give us your email address.
Yeah, we can send the link to the download magazine, the PDF. So I can text it to people and I can email it to people. That way they don't have to try to remember where to go find it. But it is on the website too. So
very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. So I've got I got more fun for you, sir.
I can't wait.
And after we get done playing with these commercials, you get to do the cold reading right after that. So study fast, young man. And it's something that KKNW is doing with a survey that we need your input so that we can do the best programming that we can here on KKNW and all of that. So we are going to go ahead and take our break for today, and we'll be right back. We've got Amber, Mitch, and Holly here. We're talking about the Pacific Northwest Collaborative Magazine, and we're talking about Mitch, and we're talking about all kinds of stuff. So we'll be right back after these messages. Hello, everybody. If I could have your attention, please, I have an important announcement to make just for you. As you may know, PTR is heard and seen on radio, KKNW, and now Kixie, several websites, podcasts, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and most social media. At PTR, we believe in working together to make the world a better place, and because you're listening, we know that you're dedicated to the same. So we'd like to support your efforts by offering an outstanding multimedia package for you at a deeply discounted rate. As our partner, you'll receive commercial creation, both video and audio, at least 10 commercial plays per week, a monthly show to highlight your business and passion, exclusive website positioning with links, video shorts for social media, commercial plays on all shows, podcasts, KKNW, and Kixie. Your commercial is embedded into each episode and as a podcast is sent to over 50 different platforms. All shows are performed live and sent to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter and stay there forever. Your podcast episodes are provided to you to use as you see fit. This one-time offer is only $250 a week based on a 13-week commitment, and as our partner, we are vested in your success and will do everything in our power to make it happen. However, there are limited spots available, so don't hesitate. Please email me at kevin@kmmedia.pro, and let's get the ball rolling.
When you want to say more than words communicate, you can with flowers. Your custom boutique floral studio in Bothell, Washington is anaturaldesign.com, connecting you to nature through the language of flowers. Where your people are is where our flowers are beautiful. Your success is our goal. anaturaldesign.com at your fingertips today.
Hey there. I would personally like to thank you for making Positive Talk Radio part of your day. Whether you like podcasts or the radio show, we're glad to have you along. I'd love to hear from you with thoughts about the show and ways that we can make it even better. You are the reason we do these shows, because the more people we can touch, the better we can make the planet and our time here just magnificent. Please contact me, Kevin, at kmmedia.pro with any thoughts, comments, or suggestions, and thank you for being in my dream. And now I'd like to announce Mitch with a public service announcement.
Hello, guys. This is Mitch Parfit with Positive Talk Radio. I want to encourage you to log on to 1150kknw.com. That's 1150kknw.com right now and fill out the 2023 KKNW Listener Survey. Your responses will help the station better tailor itself to your needs. As an added incentive, when you fill out the survey, you have a chance to win round-trip passage for 2 on the Victoria Clipper to Victoria, BC, plus a $100 gift certificate to Famous Dave's restaurant. So log on to 1150kknw.com for your chance to win. Thank you for all your past listenership and for helping us improve this station. Great prizes might be yours, but you must fill out the survey. One lucky person's name will be drawn on April 23rd. So log on to 1150kknw.com now and fill out the survey. Complete contest rules can be found at 1150kknw.com. So log on now for all the details.
Well done, sir. Well done, sir. That was really top notch, professionally done, and I want to thank you for that. And please do fill out the survey because it does help us be able to know how many people are listening and all of that, and it would be really helpful for us. And you can also tell people that Positive Talk Radio is your favorite show. You can do that too.
Definitely.
And they do that. They'll be fine with that. And now, and Amber mentioned it earlier in the show, this company that does some amazing things. But I'd like you to introduce her again, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so we were talking about Pause with Cause.
That's the one.
Yes.
And we have the proprietor, the head bottle washer, and the owner, and all of that, who is on the phone with us and would like to talk to you and Holly about the magazine that's come out. Alex, how are you?
Hey, I am great, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me on. Holly, Amber, Mitch, great to be in contact with you.
Didn't he sound good?
Oh, my gosh, I couldn't believe that was live.
See, Holly's blindsided me. This would be Positive Talk Radio starring Mitch in a couple of weeks. So, in any event, Alex, go ahead and do you have a question for Amber?
Well, Amber, I just love your magazine. I was so honored to be featured in it, and I think you are doing wonderful work. I listened for just a bit. We just got out of a paint event in Camino Island, so I was only able to listen for a bit, and I cannot believe how hard you work in the short amount of time to put a magazine together like that. What is the most rewarding part of that?
The most rewarding part? Well, it's meeting people like you. Had I not ventured into this magazine thing, we probably would have never met. So just making discoveries that are local and connecting people and, of course, creating the magazine's just as fun.
And that is what it's all about. I mean, the collaborative effort is just amazing. The people you're pulling together, the highlighting you're done of local artists, my mouth has just dropped open when I saw that.
Thank you.
And by the way, Alex, Eric is so magnificent that he had your a logo up that for all the world to see.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's fun and it's whimsical, and that's what we try to be. You know, we emphasize that this is not about fine art. This is about exploring yourself and finding a passion, new or old, and just having fun and connecting with those wonderful shelter animals that we are delighted enough to be able to paint.
Explain to our audience who don't know exactly what it is that you do, what it is that you do.
Well, we don't do doo-doo.
Yes, you do.
We do.
Somebody in your world does a lot of doo-doo. I can tell you that right now.
Well, let me tell you what we really do.
Perfect.
We are a nonprofit 501c3 put in place to help people and animals through art. And art's kind of subjective because we don't care if you can paint or not. It can be an amazing Rembrandt. It can be photorealistic. It can be a Picasso. It can be a Jackson Pollock. All art is good because what we're doing is painting shelter pets, not the physical pets, so don't go there. We're painting their portraits. And we're doing that to get them seen outside the cages and in everyday places.
So that people can then go and adopt these pets.
Bingo, you're hired.
Thank you, but I don't do doo-doo. So, but I think that's just awesome what you're doing, and you work very, very hard at it. And when we first met, just by way of where your heart is, I wanted to explain that you had just done an art event at an Alzheimer's caregiver facility.
Yes, that's correct, and we'll be doing another one in a couple weeks.
Good, I'll meet you there because I'll be a resident.
Yeah, Alzheimer's is kind of how this all started. My mother had Alzheimer's, and it was a slow, progressive disease that you grieve long before you lose your loved one. And it was just tearing me apart inside, and I wanted to do things with my mother that felt purposeful. And we watched TV together. Okay, that was dull. We tagged home family pictures, and we talked about that. That was fun, but then we ran out of pictures. So neither of us could paint, but we decided we might just as well try it. So we painted a picture of a barn door. We painted pictures of flowers. And then we decided to paint pictures of our shelter cats. And it was really fun. And my mom's hand was a little jerky, and that made perfect fur. But we had such a great time talking and laughing and painting and creating a disaster piece, because it wasn't a masterpiece, that's for sure. And it just really resonated with me. And I realized that I had something there, that it was worthwhile to my mother. She felt purposeful. I got that time with her. So after she had passed away, I wanted to recreate that. And I started going to assisted living centers, some with Alzheimer's and dementia. And we have had the most fun doing that.
Amber?
So what I really appreciate about what you're doing is that you had mentioned that you are supporting the grieving process. And I don't feel like there is enough resources and enough out there to really support some of those different, I guess, less positive experiences, but being able to work through them and turn them into positive is just something that really inspired me about what you're doing. And I would just love to meet more people that are bringing this to the community.
Well, I tend to believe that grief for an animal can be far more intense than grief for any other thing, because those fellows and those little children, they look to you for everything. And when it's time for them to cross the rainbow bridge, as what they say, it can be devastatingly difficult for everybody. But I'm glad you're doing that work, Alex, because it is so needed. People need to understand that it's going to be okay.
It is very necessary, and we all know, and I'm sure Amber can speak to this, that art is therapy. Just the simple hand movements, the emptying your mind and letting yourself flow into the paint, if you will, is very comforting, and it's delightful to do it. Michelle and I did another event yesterday at another assisted living center, and the most amazing thing happened about 50 minutes into the paint event. The room was completely silent. And that's when I knew we really had something. We had captured that moment where they were all expressing themselves with their hands and their paint, and their mind was involved in it, and they were having such a good time. And that silence spoke millions of words to me.
That's awesome. And I have one more thing for you as well that I wanted to mention, because I Holly, I want you to know that you're responsible for all this.
Aw.
You're responsible for people that are listening to this show all over the Seattle area and to bring really cool people to us. I want to thank you for that.
Oh, my honor, Kevin.
Because you have also volunteered for Alex as well.
I have. Yeah. That was my most recent actual painting related art, which I've been doing since I was a kid. But I love volunteering with Alex and helping with those events when I can.
She's fun to be around, isn't she, Alex?
It's so fun. And I have a funny story about Holly, if I may.
Uh-oh.
Oh, make it good.
Well, every once in a while we get permission to do touch-up paintings. And sometimes those have come from the Alzheimer's places. And those individuals had a blast doing the painting. But if they have limited eyesight, the paintings don't completely come alive. So we ask permission if we might touch those up a bit. And we're granted that permission. And our goal is to get that animal a new home. We want him to be seen. So as beautiful as that black ink blot might be, we want to put a little definition into it. So Holly volunteered to be one of my touch-up painters. And I said, keep as much of the original style as you could. Well, Holly broke all those rules. And I have never seen such gorgeous artwork. It was amazing.
That's a great story.
She kept the base, but it just came alive. And if I could express this as native Alaskan look, that's what it was. It was this beautiful fusion of color and symbolism that you see because it comes outside of you, but it was in Holly. It was gorgeous.
Aw.
You know, I've known her for over a year now, and I keep finding all sorts of stuff about you that is really cool. I know how talented you are, but I didn't know how talented you are. Does that make sense?
Sure. Now I'm blushing. I thought, let's talk about the magazine more.
So,
or yes, hot seat questions for Mitch.
no.
Oh gosh.
No, this is going to be for you.
Oh, man.
What movie are you most embarrassed to admit you like?
Oh, I just binged the, it was like one of the, I'm so bad with names. It was like in the 1600s, and it was like all just these girls that were like coming of age in their dating lives and their drama. Does anybody know? Do you know which one I'm talking about at all?
Now Eric is
It was
really
on
good.
Netflix.
Eric is really good at these sorts of things.
And it was like their last name or something, but it was like completely cheesy, and they just had so many flowers and pretty dresses in it that I went through like all the seasons back to back. I'll have to text you the name, but yeah, I wouldn't normally. I'm like a sci-fi person, so watching a totally girly show like that and binging the whole thing was I'm confessing now on the air, but it wouldn't if you didn't give me that question.
So, Mitch, when was the last girly movie that you watched?
Oh man, the last girly movie.
I'll see if I can look this one up.
I'm trying to think.
While you're thinking, I know Alex is sitting there with bated breath. So,
Yeah.
Alex, I want to thank you very much for coming on. I know you're driving, so you need to be careful.
I have pulled over, and I would love to share a little bit of breaking news with you, if I may.
Oh, which breaking news would you like to hear?
Well, I have some breaking news I would like to tell you.
Oh, perfect.
May I?
You may.
Okay. Can I tell you three?
3 breaking news? No, we can only do 2.5.
2.5.
That's a rule. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Really fast, folks. Really fast. First one, we are going to be at the Seattle Premium Outlet Malls in Marysville the end of this month, the 28th, 29th, and 30th. On the 29th, from noon till 2, we'll be having a Going to the Dogs contest with ribbons and prizes, so come on down to that. I also want to tell you that we were on the phone today with the Red Cross, and we're going to be doing a joint venture with the Red Cross for wellness programs for the military, and this is sponsored in part by Washington Military Arts as well. We have won a grant for that. We're very excited about that. We're going to be working with our military personnel, their families, and caregivers to teach art and to help more shelter animals, and that was number 2. And number 3, I believe I am finally able to announce that we have just won a Paul G. Allen grant.
Congratulations.
Oh.
My gosh.
Oh, good job.
Yeah,
Did I tell you how pretty you are and how nice you look? And
You think I'm nice, huh? But I'm going to spend it all on the animals.
No. You need to spend a little bit on, like advertising and stuff.
That's where you're going with this. Well, we'll talk, Kevin, because anything that helps the animals, I'm about. I just need to 10x that number. If we're going to go out there on the radio, I need to find a way to really make it work for us.
Very, very nice. We'll figure that part out. But I'm so pleased that you are here and that you are working with people in the Northwest, because it is what you are doing. I don't know where you came from, but wherever it is, I hope there are more of you.
Idaho. It was Idaho.
Idaho. What part of Idaho?
The southern part, near the Nevada-Utah border, Twin
Well,
Falls.
I was born in Idaho Falls.
Were you? That's not so far from me.
Yeah, I was there 3 whole months.
Oh,
They kicked us out because we were too liberal. I'm kidding. Sorry.
So before you let me go, may I please again thank Amber for the wonderful inclusion in her great magazine. I'm so excited about it. It's these little rises of wind that are the wind beneath our wings. So thank you, Amber, for that.
Thank you, Alex.
She's blushing over there, just so you know.
Deeply appreciated. I appreciate you, Kevin. Thank you, Holly, for all you do for us. Mitch, great job on that live reading.
Thank you.
I think the man's got potential.
I think he does. And Kevin, keep up the great work with Positive Talk Radio.
Thank you. You're a good marketer. I should. Well, never mind. But you're a good marketer.
Well, that would be 1150 KKNW. And please fill out the survey.
Awesome.
And now that makes Eric happy.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you all. Kevin, you keep up the good work too.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I found the name of that show,
Oh, what was it?
The Bridgertons.
Oh, I've heard of that. I heard of
Yeah.
that.
They were even making fun of that show on cartoons and stuff. Like, it was, yeah. That, yeah.
That's a girl thing.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So, Mitch, what do you think so far?
Oh, I love it. It's great. It's just it's a whole dynamic, and it's really exciting. So,
Well, Mitch, what do you think so far?
Good job, Kevin.
Kevin, you got to face the other way. Just a little rotation.
We have a. I cannot see that from here. Can you read that?
Hi, Amber and Holly. I was so honored to be a part of the magazine. Thank you for featuring my upcoming book, Heels. And we got, is it Tyree Photography?
Yeah, Angela. Tyree.
Awesome. Hey, Angela. Thank you.
Yeah. It's so nice to see you.
Oh, that is awesome. And
Oh, hey, Mom. Hi, I love you. Love it. Love it.
Hey, Mom. Well, you're not my mom, but you did a great job of raising this child to become who she is today. So, congratulations.
Very cool. Thank you, Eric, for getting those up on the screen so we can say hello to everyone.
It's cool.
Exactly. So you're happy with this? You're okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
I'm hopeful. Hopefully, I'll be invited back.
Well, it depends on how secure I am.
Okay. Well, let's hope.
if I'm not very secure, well, of course.
I have an idea. Mitch, you get to ask a first date question of Kevin.
Oh gosh.
This is a first. These are first date questions.
Hot
Yeah.
seat questions. Yep.
Since I haven't had a first date since 1980,
Okay,
I qualify.
I got one here for you, Kevin. How would you escape this date without being rude if you felt the need?
Dun, dun, dun.
I would swear that I had to use the restroom, and it was, and it was going to be an explosive experience. I may not be back for a while.
And then just like
Yeah, do you just leave?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
ghost him.
Oh wow.
Did you hear that story? I got to tell this real quick. It was at a Home Depot, and a lady comes up to the security guard and says, somebody is going to blow up the men's room. So they secured everybody, and then the security went into the men's room, and there was nobody there. And so they went out, and a lady pointed this guy out, and he said, they said, were you going to blow up the men's room? And he said, no, all I said was, you better get out of here because there's going to be an explosion in here. And so the police were called, and everybody was
That really happened?
yes.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, no.
He was just being a good old Southern boy saying, it's going to be a loud one. And so anyway, yeah, I don't know. I've never had a blind date in my life. Have you had a blind date?
No, I've never had a blind date.
Well, I can see why you haven't had a blind date. Ladies, have you, either of you gone on a blind date?
I don't think blind. I think with dating apps.
I
'cause
was
that,
going to say the dating apps are kind of like blind dating.
yeah, but you see a photo. Now, I have met and gone on some dates after connecting on the dating apps, and they would have had like a photo on the app that was 20 years younger than they actually are. So then you feel like you're meeting someone for the first time ever because they look completely different than your photo.
It's like getting catfished.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting catfished? I haven't heard that one before. What's that?
You never seen the show Catfished?
No.
We can talk about it after.
Okay.
Cultural education for Kevin. I love it.
Actually, that's so. If you're watching, telling me about movies that happened after 2000, I have no earthly idea. But if you want to go talk about movies like,
There you go.
I got pointed. She is so good. She points me in the right direction all the time. No, if because I'm 19, my kids grew up and moved out in the early 2000s, and so from that time on, I watch CNN and get depressed, and then I watch YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm not a big movie guy, but I need to get into more of a movie thing. So, and Amber, have you enjoyed your time here?
I loved it.
And
yes, thank you for having me.
oh, don't thank me. Thank that one. Thank Holly. She's done everything here.
This was my first radio interview.
You did great.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, more comfortable now, and I want to do it again.
Awesome. Well, it kills me because you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Well, luckily we have audio and video. It's not just all audio nowadays.
I know this is so scary.
Uh-huh.
There's audio and video, and there's all of us are in the room, and you guys look so good, and yes, it is true that that video does cause you to gain 10 pounds or more. But just kidding. So, Holly, what do you think? You're willing to come back
I would be more than happy to come back.
and bring your friends with you?
I would be more than happy to invite them back.
You need to let us know when your deadline approaches.
Yep.
Because we want everybody that has got something to say about the arts and would like to be in your magazine. And it's a great place to start, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I've already got like 3 people. In fact, I was contacted before the release for the next issue. So we've got a pretty good lineup coming up.
Oh, cool. This is really cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And the magazine is just beautiful. And you've got them in places around town. How many places do you have them in?
Mostly I'm starting with the free little library and then, of course, the free little art gallery since we're supporting the arts. I spent a lot of time growing up in the Duval area, so I have some little favorite places in Duval, which I have not delivered yet. And then there's a couple places in Redmond. But yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're gonna be a star. You're gonna be a star.
You think so?
Oh, I think so. Holly, what do you think? All right, Holly. Now you got yourself open to this.
First date questions came out.
What is a word that you have pronounced wrong your entire life?
Equipment. I keep putting a T in there, and there's no T in there. It's just like EQUIP MENT.
It's equipment.
Yeah, and I keep wanting to throw a T in there. It drives me nuts.
And you know what drives me nuts is when
Me?
you no. Well, besides that, but when you're reading copy and somebody says, "And today I want you to go talk to them," or I want you to find rather than saying how I talk, which is rather than reading the them, it's like go talk to them.
Oh, yeah, the ums.
Yeah, the rather than the go talk to them because you're going to like them. I'd rather say go talk to them. You're going to like them because that's real. At least maybe it's not for an English teacher who may just have driven off the road, but for me it's real. So anyway, I'd like to thank Holly Berry and Amber Smith. Why do I have to look up your name? It's Smith, for heaven's sake. and Mitch Parfit. You guys you've been sensational. And I'd like to give you, we've got 2 minutes left in the program. I would like to give each of you the opportunity to say anything that's on your mind. Mitch, we'll start with you.
Oh, man. We'll start with me. Anything that's on my mind.
Except that.
Oh gosh. No, I just want to say thank you. I think I want to give a big thank you to Holly for getting me included in this and inviting me over and introducing me to Kevin. We had a good conversation the other day when we were driving down to an event in Seattle and really connected. It's really nice to meet you face to face, Amber. Really nice to meet you today. First time meeting you after going through your magazine. It's been really great. I love everything. I love what you're about and everything that's in the magazine. It's great. So I'm just really excited to be here, and I just want to say thanks to you guys.
You've been awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And just awesome. Amber?
I want to say thank you for having me, and that I hope I get to come back and get a little more practice with this radio stuff because it's pretty fun.
You're going to be a star, young lady.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Holly?
Oh, anything?
Anything.
Visit positivetalkradio.net and contact us and sign up to be on the show if you want. We'll screen you and just, interact, like, subscribe.
And this is your, well, we don't actually, sadly, we don't have time to give away any more flowers. So we're going to have to be stuck with that. So, but would you like to do me a favor and take the show out as only we can take it out?
Oh, I love how you close the shows. All right, listeners everywhere that we love so much, be kind to one another because each other is all we've got.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.